In the shadowed cliffs where the wind howled and the sea crashed angrily against jagged rocks, there lay the dreaded lair of Medusa. A cavern steeped in darkness and legend. Its entrance was adorned with lifelike statues, former intruders, now immortalized in stone. Medusa lived here, cursed to solitude, her beauty turned to terror and her gaze a weapon of petrification. One day, a fearless warrior named Lycus ventured into her domain. Armed with a polished shield and a glimmering sword, Lycus had heard tales of the Gorgon's power, but sought to prove his courage and win glory. As he stepped into the cave, the air grew cold, and an eerie silence engulfed him. Medusa emerged from the shadows, her serpentine hair hissing softly and her glowing eyes piercing through the darkness. Her figure was both majestic and menacing, her curse making her both the monster and the victim. She looked at Lycus, but he cleverly used his shield to avoid meeting her gaze directly. A tense standoff ensued. Lycus attempted to outmaneuver Medusa, his reflection guiding his strikes. But Medusa was swift and cunning. With each move, her snakes lashed out, deflecting his blade and forcing him into a corner. Desperation consumed Lycus. In a moment of panic, he glanced up, locking eyes with Medusa. Her gaze froze him instantly, his expression of defiance forever etched into his stone face. Medusa stepped back, her glowing eyes dimming with sorrow. Another life claimed, another soul lost in her cursed existence. As she stood among the statues, Medusa's gaze lingered on the newest addition to her collection. Her snakes hissed softly, as if mourning with her. She turned away, retreating into the shadows, burdened by the weight of her tragic existence.
In the ancient world of Greek mythology, there exists a tale so haunting and tragic that continues to inspire fear and fascination to this day. It is the story of Medusa, the snake-haired Gorgon whose gaze could turn anyone to stone. But beyond the horror lies a deeper narrative of betrayal, punishment, and misunderstood power. Medusa was not always the monster we remember. She was once a beautiful mortal woman, renowned for her stunning features and her flowing hair. Born to the primordial sea deities, Phorcys and Ceto, she was the only mortal among her two Gorgon sisters, Stheno and Uriel. This distinction would seal her fate. According to some myths, she was a priestess in the temple of Athena and had taken a vow of chastity. However, her life took a dark turn when Medusa's beauty caught the attention of Poseidon, the god of the sea, who desired her. According to some myths, Poseidon violated Medusa in the temple of Athena, an act of sacrilege. Enraged by the desecration of her temple, Athena sought to punish Medusa, not Poseidon. The once beautiful woman was transformed into a monster. Her hair turned into a writhing mass of venomous snakes, and her gaze cursed to petrify anyone who met her eyes. A punishment not for her sin, but for being a victim. After her transformation, Medusa was cast out and forced to live in isolation. She fled to a remote island where she lived in solitude. Her monstrous appearance and deadly power became a symbol of both fear and loathing. Her home was often described as a desolate place, surrounded by stone statues of those who dared to confront her. Yet, Medusa was not inherently evil. She was more a victim of divine wrath and misfortune, and only sought to defend herself from those who sought to harm or exploit her. Medusa's story reaches its tragic climax with the hero Perseus. Tasked with retrieving her head as a trophy, Perseus was aided by gifts from the gods: Athena's shield, Hermes' winged sandals, and Hades' helmet of invisibility. Using the shield as a mirror to avoid her petrifying gaze, Perseus beheaded Medusa in her sleep. From her severed neck sprang two children, born of her union with Poseidon, the winged horse, Pegasus, and the giant warrior, Chrysaor. Medusa's death marked the end of her torment, but began her legacy as a symbol of both terror and protection. Even in death, Medusa's power persisted. Her severed head was used by Perseus as a weapon to turn his enemies to stone. Later, he gave the head to Athena, who placed it on her shield, the Aegis, which became a powerful talisman of protection. Over centuries, Medusa's image evolved, from a monstrous figure to one representing female rage, resilience, and misunderstood power. Today, she stands as both a cautionary tale and an icon of empowerment. Her story a reflection of the complexities of justice, victimhood, and transformation. Medusa the Gorgon is more than a monster. She is a symbol of enduring mystery, a tragic figure whose story continues to resonate through the ages.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.